and welcome back to my garage. I'm Mike. Anyway, today what we're doing, this is my 78 Cadillac Eldorado. It's the last large Eldorado produced. 1979, it was downsized. I'm actually over here to try to see if we can get this thing to run, as it's got a bad battery. I think it's going to need to be replaced, but it's been charging for a while, so I came by to see what we can do with it. Anyway, so let us take too many keys here. Let's try to see if it'll start. Well, very surprisingly, it actually did start. So since this car actually finally started, let's take it for a little spin around the block. Anyway, this is my 1978 Cadillac Eldorado. This is the cabriolet model. It is not the Baritz model with the extra chrome trim. It does have a 425 cubic inch engine, V8, of course. That makes about 180 measly horsepower. This car does have a little over 90,000 miles, which is kind of unusual for these. Most people generally that had these saved them and only drove them on nice days. When I bought this one in 2002, it had 72,000 miles on it, so I put a good 18,000 miles on there. It's been a solid car. I haven't had too many problems. I have had an issue with the battery. It was completely dead. Looks like it's about 6 years old, but if I can squeeze a little extra time out of it, I will. Although, since this car sits so much, I will most likely just replace it, just to be on the safe side. Anyway, it does have pretty much all the power options. It's got the automatic ride level control, which unfortunately doesn't work. It did, and I had somebody do some work on it, and ever since it never worked again. But that's fine. Last year I did do a little work. I put 2 ball joints and an axle on the front. It is front wheel drive, 4-wheel disc brakes. It's got AM, FM, 8-track, and a CB, which does work. Although there aren't too many people out there with CBs anymore. One of my favorite things, and you can probably see it in the video, is that giant Cadillac crest out in the front, that hood ornament. I love that. It did get new tires a couple years ago, but overall I haven't had to do a whole lot to it. Due to the heavy weight in the front, it does tend to have some front end suspension issues, ball joints, things like that. It's got the lamp monitors. I don't know if you guys can see those, but it does have the lamp monitors, which are very cool. They do work. But anyway, we have a stoplight here. Sorry, I don't have it on my usual camera mount, so it's bouncing around a little bit, but well, we can see the dash. It's got all the good stuff. It's got climate control, air conditioning. One thing that this car does have that is not working right now currently is the heater. It did have a leaky heater core, so I just bypassed it. I am planning on doing that. That might be a video I do in the future. But I've been putting it off, as it does take about 5 to 6 hours. So not looking forward to it. But I do have a bunch of 8-tracks here. Anyway, this car is in great shape. I've always enjoyed driving it. My girlfriend, she does like this car. She drives it to work, in the summer, whenever she can. Yeah. Anyway, that's my '78 Cadillac Eldorado, and this is the first drive for the year. All right, so I figured I would do just a little walk around here. This is the '78 Eldorado. It's an enormous car. It's 18 feet 6 inches long. I know this because it does not fit in my regular garage, and I have to store it somewhere else. I have had this car about 18 years now. It's been great. I do enjoy it. I do like driving it. It's a behemoth, very comfortable. The blue was never my favorite color, but it did sort of grow on me after a while. It does have the thermometer, which is about 12 degrees off, but it does work. Anyway, people ask what's it like to drive. Well, driving this car, I would liken it to taking the Titanic on a Nürburgring. As far as handling, it doesn't. You just point it in the direction you want and it goes there. This is just one thing because people do ask about this frequently. How many bodies can you get in the trunk? People do ask me that. Take a look. Not many. Because of the auto ride control where the gas tank is, the spare tire, there's really not much space in the trunk. But it does have one of the coolest features most Cadillacs and Lincolns do. The power trunk pulled down. So not too many bodies in this trunk, unfortunately. Anyway, so that's my '78 Cadillac Eldorado. If you like the video, just put a little like in the comments, and we'll see you next time. I'm sure I'm going to be doing more with this. This is just the first drive of the year. I don't want to shut it off because I don't know if the battery is charged enough yet. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.